Okay.
Hello and welcome to ICG Podcast Episode 6. I'm Abdul and joining me today is Yeshwanth.
Hey all. Hey ICG. How's it going? I know it's an IPL finale, but thanks for watching us.
Yeah, so the final is going on, but apparently for us, I think the biggest thing of this week was obviously the PlayStation Showcase.
Yeah,
And I would like to say we are kind of feeling a bit down that we couldn't do any live reaction to it because obviously there were technical issues and also the fact that timing was not exactly appropriate enough.
ideal. Yeah,
Yeah, ideal. Yeah, so quite a difficult situation, but yeah, hopefully in the future, I think if we have a good enough time, then we might do a live react. We'll look forward to that. Yeah.
absolutely.
So this episode is fully going to be focusing on the showcase only. So yeah, there isn't. Unfortunately, it dwarfed all the news regarding any other platform for this entire week. So we'll get right to it. So as you know, it was the showcase took place on Wednesday 24th May, but for India it was at 1:30 in the morning, which made it Thursday 25th May. And we were showcased 30 plus games, 5 to 6 of which were PlayStation VR 2 titles. And also we had a surprise announcement of a particular collection of games. So yeah, that's a big thing to do. Well, anyways, first we'll list out the games, and we'll also after that we'll give you a little bit of a brief info about each of the games. So,
Yeah.
Yashwant, why don't you tell us what VR2 games are coming?
Oh man, okay. There, I think I can safely say that I'm very excited for Resident Evil 4 for VR2.
Hmm.
It's any horror game for virtual reality is just a match made in heaven. It's you get to be in an environment that is fairly scary, and you get to be in that world. You immerse yourself in a world that you don't know that you're not actually in that world, but you feel that sense that you cannot get out of it. So I mean, if I have a lock on my PSVR 2 that I cannot take it off until I finish a certain mission, then that's gonna be a real scary experience. But yes, I'm excited for Resident Evil 4, and I see Arizona Sunshine 2, Crossfire, Sierra Squad, Synapse, and then Beat Saber. All right, Beat Saber is coming to PSVR 2 as well. That's awesome.
Yeah, and apparently it seems that also Five Nights at Freddy's is also coming to PSVR2, which is going to be another
Ah,
horror game which Yashwant
yeah.
might also enjoy.
Absolutely, man. I love horror movies and PlayStation VR as well. So horror and VR too. Absolute perfect match for me.
Yeah.
We, we,
So
we, we might have to do some live reaction, I suppose, if I get my hands on any of those. And oh my God, that's gonna be scary as hell. Yeah.
yeah, well, first we have to try getting a VR2, which is more
Still
expensive
not
than a
available in
PS5,
India.
and also
Yeah.
more expensive than a PS5 itself. So,
Yeah,
uh,
absolutely.
anyways, we had quite a lot of games being announced. So I'll just quickly list out the games that were announced. So first and foremost, we were shown Fairgame. Second was
Yeah.
Helldivers II. Third is Immortals of Aveum. Fourth was Ghost Runner 2. Fifth is Phantom Blade Zero. Sixth is Sword of the Sea. Seventh is the Talos Principle II. Eighth is Neva. Ninth is Cat Quest. Pirates of the Purribean. Then we have Foamstars, the Plucky Squire, Teardown, Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, which is going to be the remake of Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater, the third part. And the surprise announcement was that we will be getting the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1, which contains the first three Metal Gear games that was made by Hideo Kojima himself. And it will be a remaster, not a remake, but it will be all HD remasters. So people who are trying to get into the franchise, this will definitely be a great start for them. Yeah, Yashwant included. Then we have Towers of Agasbha, then the important Final Fantasy XVI, Alan Wake 2, a surprise presentation was Assassin's Creed Mirage. Then we have Revenant Hill, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, Street Fighter 6, Ultros, Tower of Fantasy, and one of my favorites, Dragon's Dogma 2. And then we have obviously Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Then Marathon, a new game by Bungie, and Destiny 2, the final shape, again from Bungie. Then we have Concord, and of course, the most anticipated game of this year for PlayStation, and that is Spiderman 2. Yeah, so just before we started the podcast, me and Yashwant did a little run through the
Recap.
showcase completes. Yeah, just
Yeah.
ran through the entire thing to see if you missed out on anything and also, catch up with what is what and to just get recollect the ideas, see what game is what. So if you make a few mistakes or skip out on something, kindly forgive us. But then again, it's all too much information to process. At the same time, it's too exciting to say it all. So yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah. So I will obviously go with the list that I mentioned. So starting off, we have Fair Game, and as you all might have known, last year Sony acquired Haven Studios, and back then we did not get any mention of any game or whatnot or whatever they're working on. But finally, they decided to showcase their first IP, and it is going to be a competitive multiplayer heist game. So, in a sense, you can say that GTA 5 people might be thinking, oh, okay, heist, nice. So, yeah, things that you can steal from the rich and give it to the poor, or, just completely take all the loot for yourself. And it's also not just you who's going to be doing it, you'll be accompanying a few members as a team, or you can go all out against another team that is also trying to do the same thing. So, yeah, if you're into co-op multiplayer shooting games which is competitive and has a sort of heist element, then this could be a game for you. So Yashwant, would you care explaining about Helldivers 2?
Yeah, it looks fun. I mean, I think it's a live service game if I'm not wrong. So yeah, I think PlayStation is getting very serious into what you say live service games that goes on and on and on. And I think this is their one of big bets, I suppose. I think we do have Foam Fighter something, Foam
Foam stars,
Stars,
foam
yeah, Foam
stars.
Stars. Yeah, so I think maybe I don't know if Foamstars is indeed a live service game, but this is a live service game, I suppose. So fair game and enter into live service for PlayStation. It's yeah, I'm not that excited, but it looks okay. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, then next we have Helldivers 2, and it's being developed by Arrowhead Game Studios. This is also going to be another co-op shooter where you team up with your friends and you travel planets to take out the hordes of the enemies and whatnot. But it's not going to be like against other players, but mostly player versus environment kind of thing. And it's third person, and there are unique features where you can call in airstrikes. You can just press any button on the particular button on the controller, and immediately your reinforcements will drop a huge bomb on the horde of enemies below. You can even set up minefields, so you can just wait and watch till they all explode in front of you. And after completing missions, obviously you get rewards and XP and whatnot. And with that, you can even end up customizing and upgrading your ship. And so, yeah, it seems more or less like the kind of game you might hop into and have a few rounds with friends for a casual weekend play and stuff. Or if you are really serious into taking out people, then not people but enemies, then I'm sure you might like it as well. And I also went through the PlayStation blog, and they made it a point to mention this important fact: friendly fire is always on.
So, yeah.
So if you start shooting and your friend runs in front of you, I bet you both are going to have an argument after you're done with the match, or even when the match is going on. We may never know.
Even during the match, absolutely, yeah.
So yeah, be careful where you're shooting, and make sure that you tell your friends to stay away from you when you're shooting. So then moving on, next we have Immortals of Aveum, and this game is I say it's quite a mix. I'll say I don't have a concrete sort of opinion towards it. I just feel like it's a bunch of games just bundled together.
Fun together.
Yeah, because it's a first person game, and it is developed by Ascendant Studios, which is led by the creative director of both Dead Space and Call of Duty. So you can expect it to be some fast paced shooting action and whatnot. But the thing is that you're not going to be shooting bullets and other kinds of missiles or whatnot. We'll be using magic instead.
And like
So,
Forspoken.
well, like Forspoken, but Forspoken is a game that we should not be talking about.
Talking about.
Yeah, but jokes aside, yeah, I mean, Magic Essence is Forspoken-ish. So, yeah, we can consider that in a sense.
Yeah,
And it's going to be single player only, not co-op or anything. And it's going to be first person,
first
first
person.
person view. And there are going to be, you can use your magic in combos. And there are going to be three types of magic: red, blue, and green. So, what red does is it creates, rends, and harnesses magic energy. So, you can use it to create a shockwave and whatnot to dispel your enemies. And then the blue magic, it creates spells which uses precision bolts. Like you can call down lightning strikes and whatnot, and you can use it to create shields or protective walls. And it also manipulates gravity. So imagine
Hmm.
an enemy running at you, and you turn off gravity, they float in space, and you hit them with a lightning bolt. That'll be
Wow, what
useless.
if they still shoot? Even though they're floating, they can still shoot.
Yeah, they're not that dumb. I can say that much. So you're still
Uh,
not safe. I mean, for a second they might be what's happening, and then they'll
taken
be like,
away. Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
supposed to defeat this guy, so let's just shoot him. No
Yeah,
issues. Yeah, and
let's just
fine.
shoot him. You did speak like Mario for a second there.
Thank you very much. But no Italian accent, unfortunately. So yeah,
No, let's just shoot him.
there we go. Yashan's impersonation of Mario. That was a surprise.
Yeah.
And last thing is green magic, which is used to bind objects in place, and you can create illusions with it to misdirect your enemies. And it can also be used to completely remove their ability to use magic. So yeah,
Okay.
if you
Nice.
are into first person games which you might play by yourself and use magic instead of actual weapons and bullets, then of course go ahead and give it a try. And
Yeah.
looks like the next game is Ghost Runner 2. Yashwant, what can you say about Ghost Runner 2 then?
Not much. I didn't play the first game, but I do remember that I did add the game to my library from the PS Plus collection. No, not
Essential,
collection,
essential,
Essential.
yeah.
Yeah, PS Plus Essential, and yeah, I think I downloaded it. I didn't get any time. Of course, I didn't get. I just have to put a tag for my T-shirt and tell that okay, I didn't play any new game.
Didn't have
So
time.
didn't have time. I apologize right now, so I don't have to mention it again and again. But yes, yeah, Ghost Runner 2. I'm really excited, and as I saw, I think the newest addition is a bike, which
Ah,
is. I mean, yeah, of course, bring a bike into a game, and it always uh, intensifies the combat. I suppose the traversal, of course, yeah.
hmm,
I mean, he was quickly jumping from wall to wall in Ghost Runner 1. I think now with a bike, of course,
you'll be jumping from room
the
to
the
room.
excitement from one ramp to another, I suppose. Yeah, Hot
Yeah,
Wheels go away.
yeah, Odd Wheels. So
Yeah.
yeah, coming to the technical details, it's published by 505 Games, and again, it's still continuing the trend of being a first-person hardcore hack and slash game that is still set in a post-apocalyptic cyberpunk world. And according to the developers, this is taking place 1 year after the events of the first game, and they decided to add more challenging combat and platforming sections. There'll be improved skills, and now you'll have the option to select which dialogue choice you want, and that can sort of affect how the game goes. And of course, as Yeshwan mentioned, the most important thing is the motorbike, and they have specifically made levels where you have to use your motorbike. So that is something to really look forward to if you're a fan of Ghost Runner and first person games.
Yeah, I have to stop you there. And the comment from Sanjay says that why is Walter White on the show?
Oh
You
my
got
god.
you got a huge compliment, Abdul.
Oh my god. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I wasn't looking at the chat.
No
Uh,
worries. I was took away by that comment. I was taken away by that comment. I was reading. I was going through. I was just checking if there are any comments, and I was like, "Why is Walter White on the show?" I was so I couldn't stop my laugh, and I had to bring it up. It's very good.
yeah, thanks for the compliment, Sanjay. And I rest assured I'm not doing anything in a lab somewhere. I don't know anything regarding chemistry. If I'm doing anything at home, it's only playing games. So yeah, and
Uh,
no chemicals are involved. Thank you very much.
yeah,
Yeah, but
good one,
yes,
Sanjay.
yeah, good one. That really took us by surprise. I mean, even I had to stop for a second and look at the chat. So yeah, you got me there. Thanks a lot for joining in. Right then, one of the biggest highlights of the show, as far as people's views were concerned, is Phantom Blade Zero. I think Yashwant got sort of Sekiro vibes from it, didn't
Yeah,
you?
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it looks like a fast-paced game, and Sekiro, and I think a bit of Souls
Mm,
vibe as well. So yeah, Sekiro with all the blades, and it looks like there's a lot of machinery involved in combat. Not from the protagonist. I suppose the protagonist is always using this sword.
mm,
But I saw a few bosses where they are using some form of machinery like a mechanized arm that turns into a cannon that shoots some fireball. I suppose I'm not sure. They
yeah.
didn't really continue that part, but still, yeah, looks like there's a bit of industrialization weapons kind of thing. Maybe it's in a parallel universe where, oh my God, Sekiro was in Eastern Europe, where at the time of industrialization was taking place, and bosses are using all the weapons to
Hmm.
make me control their domains. But yes, it did look fast-paced and Souls-like and Sekiro combined. But yeah, no, I don't want to put it into a category. It's still early, but yes, once we get our hands on and we can just maybe at that time we can categorize the game actually.
I'll stop it right there. Looks like we got a comment from Dynamic V. Hello there. He's asking us what's your favorite game. It's a question for the both of us.
You
But
go ahead.
yeah, but I've got a question for you. Are you asking from the showcase or in general? So
Let's take Showcase as an example for now, as we
yeah,
are talking about Showcase.
yeah, okay, showcase. Then I think I have a handful of games that I'm looking forward to. Like, of
No,
course,
if you have to pick just one, if you have to pick just one,
pick just one. Wow, that's a difficult choice.
I know, yeah.
Um, what do I pick? I think I'll
You
go
have
out.
30 plus games to pick, yeah.
Yeah, I think you know what? I'll go. Ah, okay, yeah, now I know. I'll pick two games. If you're talking
No,
about
you still have to one.
come on, man, leave me a little leeway.
I'll go first. I'll go first.
Ah, okay, fine.
I don't want you to go pick my game. So I'll go first, and then
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
come with a different one, I suppose.
Okay,
So
before
for
me,
me,
before.
the most excited one for me, from this showcase, the most excited game which was announced is I think the collection of Metal Gear 1, 2, 3 remastered, HD remastered, and that's the most exciting I got. I mean, I know there was Spider-Man 2 going. I know that there is going to be some other good games like what was that? We just saw Phantom Blade Zero. Yes, but I was a bit taken away. I know that there's going to be Metal Gear 3 remake, Solid Snake Eater remake, but the collection was it took me by surprise, and I'm very very excited for that game. But in general, yes, I now see that if you're talking about in general, the most game that I'm attached to is The Last of Us. I most of the people know me. That's the first game I experienced in PlayStation itself, and The Last of Us Part One, basically remastered version I played. So yeah, that's the pick for me. What about you? Let's take one game from Showcase and one game in general. What would you pick?
Okay, showcase. It'll be Dragon's Dogma 2 because I was a big fan of Dragon's Dogma, the original one. In fact, I actually went and bought it on Xbox last year.
Ah,
And
that's awesome,
then,
man. Okay.
and in general, um, what will I say? Let me think. Gran Turismo 7. Why not Gran Turismo 7?
Gran Turismo 7. Yeah, you are a race head. Yes.
Yeah. So
Oh my God, that's awesome. Yeah.
yeah, I hope
Yeah,
that actually.
I was surprised when you said, what is this? Dragon's Dogma 2. I mean, of course, I heard the name, but it was very long ago, right? The first game was released.
Yeah, I think that came out way back in 2013.
Yeah. I mean, almost 10 years. Yeah,
It is
10,
10
yeah,
years.
10
It
years.
is 10 years,
It is
man.
10 years. Yeah, 10 years. Oh, so, wow, Dragon's Dogma. That's awesome. Out of the
Yeah.
30 games, I thought maybe you might go with Alan Wake. Okay, but
I haven't even played the first game, bro. So I don't know.
okay, all right, okay. I was just checking out if there is any racing games, right? There are no racing games.
Yeah, sad,
Ah,
unfortunately.
okay.
But then again, no one is expecting racing games in these showcases, are they? So, anyways, we hope we answered that question for you, Dynamic. Anyways, now back to Phantom Blade Zero. It is developed by a studio called S Game, and before they used to do this, they were making indie games for mobile. Now they actually
Hmm.
moved up to actually make games for the PlayStation. So,
I
apart,
mean, just to put that in context, right? I mean, an indie game who develops mobile games on smartphones and to be able to deliver it's safe to say that it's a AAA game, right? When you're comparing Sekiro and Souls like a vibe, then it's safe to say, I suppose, it's a AAA game, right? And to have such an immense of excitement after people coming from the showcase. Of course, Spider-Man 2 was there, but then still having Spider-Man 2 and then Phantom Blade Zero, which is a new IP that took everybody, that made everybody more excited. I mean, this talks about the passion, the energy and the care that the developers put into, and it showed. The gameplay was really good, I suppose, and it was really fast paced. And yeah, it makes sense that maybe PlayStation saw their expertise and their potential. And is this exclusive to PS5? That's a big question, I
not
suppose.
yet actually. The studio tweeted that for now it's on PlayStation. It's coming to PlayStation 5 and PC, but they have specifically mentioned it's not going to be exclusive. So we might be able to look forward to it in other platforms down the line.
Down the line, okay.
Good hope for Xbox users.
Yep, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. Anyways, so coming back to this, it seems that story-wise, the studio wanted to mention that the protagonist is only going to be he was apparently defeated once, and he had to be cured by someone. But that cure is not a permanent one, and he'll only be able to live for 66 days. So, as
Okay.
per the game's lore, you're supposed to find out what happened and all that within the 66 days of his life. So, Yeah. So you'll have
Okay.
to and defeating there'll be plenty of enemies. According to well, we've seen it in the showcase. There'll be plenty of enemies, and of course, very big bosses. But
Okay. Does the world move ahead if you just stand there, put the game on? Is there like a night and day? So if you just stand there and 66 days passes away and he just collapses to the ground?
no, I don't. I
That's
don't
good.
think the developers wanted someone to die 66 days in one spot. So
I don't know, man. People can will do that. So I'm just saying,
yeah,
there's a time limit, right? 6 days is when he's going to expire. I suppose let's put it that like that. He has an expiration date of 66 days.
yeah.
And if he doesn't do anything, does the days go pass by and then he drops to the ground? I was like, oh, damn, I didn't do anything in 66 days.
And I think it's because perhaps there might have been people like you in the development team, so they might have asked this question. And that is why I think in the final game they decided we'll not put dynamic weather or day and night cycle.
Dynamic. Yeah.
Yeah, 66 days is one story only. He lived for more than 600 days, who knows? So,
Oh, who knows? Yes, yeah. That would have
and
been quite a fun experience, I suppose, for streamers to go through. Yeah,
yeah, I mean, that's
that's,
dedication.
like-
But, anyways,
that's dedication. Yeah.
oh, and we have a quick question from Divang Patel. He's asking if should I buy a PS5 now or wait for a PS5 Pro? Um,
I'll tell. There's no PS5 Pro as of now. It's they're go. I think Take Two. Somebody from Take Two. They talk about going. There might be a mid-gen refresh of consoles, I suppose, but it's we don't know if it's going to be a Pro or if it's going to be a Slim or if it's even going to happen or not. It's just something that um,
rumored.
it's not confirmed yet. It's just a rumor. So. I'll just say if you do not have any console up to now, just go for PS5. If you already have PS4, and I say you can wait for maybe if you're excited for PS5 exclusive only, right? Like Spiderman 2, then why not go for PS5? Why do you have to wait? It's safe to say it's not going to happen in 1 or 2 years. So if you are going to wait that long, wait. If not, go for PS5.
My personal opinion is if you feel like the PlayStation games are great, you're very excited about them, why wait? Just buy a PS5 and play, man. Why wait?
Yeah, yeah.
There are still
Yeah,
great games to now.
if you're expecting 8K 60 FPS, even that's not going to happen in PS5 Pro. That's not going to happen. So it's not going to be a generational upgrade. The name just suggests that PS5 to PS5 Pro. If you're worried about performance or something, that don't bother. Just get PS5 and that's it.
Yeah, okay, so apparently you never had a console. Then why not go straight for a PlayStation 5? Why wait another 2 years or so? I
Exactly.
mean,
Yeah.
these 2 years' time, a whole lot of games are coming. I mean, in fact, we're talking an entire episode about games that are coming to PlayStation.
Yeah,
So,
you're exactly like me, bro. What is this? Devan Patil. I do not own any PS4, so PS5 is my first console, and I have huge load of what you say backlogs, and I
backlogs.
have too many PS4 games. So in 2 years, 3 years, the next PS5 or next generation or next iteration, whatever it is you're going to call, you will have too many games to play with. So it doesn't matter. Just go with PS5.
Yeah, and also the fact that if you subscribe to PS Plus Extra, then you're going to have a backlog even before you think you'll
Even
have it.
before PS4. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, just don't play the waiting game and hold on to rumors. Just get a PlayStation 5. Enjoy life.
Yeah.
Life is too short to wait for
Too
PS5.
short.
Yeah,
PS5 Pro. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Anyways, we are getting sidetracked. Anyways, back to this. So, yeah, as per the what I was saying is that once you defeat enemies, they reward the player with either weapons, armors, artifacts, the skills to customize and also progress the character. So, of course, defeating enemies is going to be a rewarding experience. And of course, there's going to be fast action swordplay, some kung fu moves, which the studio calls Kung Fu Punk. And
For Pack. Okay,
it seems that the
that's nice.
developers were really into the 1990s kung fu movies, especially by Bruce Lee. And I also read in the blog that they do not use motion captures for any of the moves. They actually used just hand motions, and they captured each and every single movement of the hand. So they took really big effort into making it look very artistic and also very action packed. So yeah,
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah.
that's something everyone's looking forward to, and yeah, let's see how it goes when it comes out. Then next is an indie game that I am excited for. It's called Sword of the Sea, and as soon as I saw it, the first thought that came to my mind is this looks a lot like Journey. And if you guys haven't played Journey, I feel that you guys missed out on a gem of a game because it was available for the PlayStation 3. It really blew me away despite being an indie game. I mean, I played countless AAA games and whatnot, but playing Journey, it's if you play it quickly, you can finish it within maximum of 1 hour and 30 minutes. My little
Okay.
cousin brother at that time who was, I think, 13 or 14 years old. He completed it within 1 hour and 20 minutes. So,
That's awesome.
sorry.
No worries.
But that is because he was rushing through the game. I took my time because I was enjoying the art and especially the music. It just took me away, man. So, yeah. Sorry. So, Sword of the Sea is going to be developed by Giant Squid Studios, and it's going to be a surfing slash skateboarding sort of indie game with a big twist. Instead of going on ramps and ski slopes, you'll be surfing across desert landscapes and old tombs and broken battlefields. And what you'll be using is not a skateboard, it's going to be something interesting. You'll be using a sword that floats, and it's also called a hover sword. So basically, you're hoverboarding across environments, and along with the art and music, it's definitely a game that's worth playing. So I'm excited for that game. You should really try that out.
Yeah. I think, Abdul, we can talk about the small ones fast, and then we can go through the we can put more focus on the big ones.
Yeah, okay, sure. Then,
It's almost yeah time.
yeah, then I guess we can talk about the Talos Principle II. It is developed by Crow Team, and it's going to be a first-person 3D puzzle game. It's the developers have made sure to mention on the blog that there's going to be a very deep story, and the narrative is also going to be very long, and they'll have plenty of thought-provoking puzzles that will be of different difficulty levels for different players. So that's something to check out. Hmm. Sorry about that. I seem to have a bad cough. Yashwant, why don't you continue in the meanwhile? I'll be right back.
Sure, sure. No worries. Yeah. All right. So let's give Abdul a few minutes to catch up, and then in the meantime, I'll try to cover. So he gave me a pointers for each game. I'm literally gonna read from the pointer, but yes, I did go to the PlayStation Showcase, so I know what the game is about. And yeah, some game called Neva, developed by Nomada Studio. Nomada Studio. That's a very cool name. An indie game actually, and that was created to show a unique perspective about the relationship between parents and children. Okay, I think this is a puzzle solving game, clear platforms, and fight monsters game. So maybe this is a very good game for kids and their parents. And the next game I see is Cat Quest Pirates of the Purribean. Yes, you have right. It's a Purribean and developed by the Gentle Bros, a cute indie game that can be played solo or local co-op. Explore the land on foot or sail the sea on your ship. Okay, there's a tight combat with weapons swapping and combos. That's yeah, it's a really cute cat. I mean, you fight as a cat. I suppose it's a very cute cat, and the name suggests it's the cat is a pirate, and you're fighting over the Caribbean or the Caribbean. Yes. And the next game is Foamstars, which is developed by Square Enix. Yes, you had right. And from what I saw, this looks like a Fortnite, but this is a 4v4. But you are going to be fighting with the foam instead of the bullets or magic. You're going to be fighting with foam. This reminded me a little bit of what is this Splatoon, where you are going to be fighting with paint. Now you're going to be fighting with foam. So yeah, that's really interesting. I think this might be a live service game as well. And the next one is the Plucky Squire, developed by All Possible Futures. That's a cool name again. The game brings a unique concept of putting two worlds into one. That's awesome. The artful world inside the book and the real world outside the book. Right. There's a character in the book that can come outside the book and then explore the real world.
Mhm,
Maybe this sounds a little bit like the Lego movie, where at the end of the movie, he understands that he's part of a game from in a basement. Yeah,
mhm.
I'm gonna go through some big ones, some small ones, and then we can talk about the big ones at the end, I suppose.
Yeah,
So, Teardown, which Abdul is super excited. You can talk about this, Abdul.
yeah. Teardown is basically, at first impression, I thought, what is Minecraft doing on the showcase? Then I saw that okay, people are actually destroying things instead of building them. And so yeah, that's the main premise of the game. You're supposed to tear down or destroy buildings and other sort of places so that you will be able to complete the objectives of each level and move on through the game. And it might be fun, because who doesn't like destroying stuff, you know? So
Yeah,
that's a game I like. Apparently, it's already very popular on Steam. So now that it's coming to console, it's going to be even better. And next, I think this is a big game that people have been waiting for. It is the
yeah,
Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater remake, and it's going to be called Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. And it's being developed by Konami. I don't think Hideo Kojima had anything to do in this one, but yeah, it's going to have improved graphics and 3D audio.
yeah. I think from what I saw, it was just a trailer kind of thing. It's not any gameplay reveal. So I mean, people were pretty excited. I mean, it was in the rumors from beginning, and we got some form of cinematic trailer. Yes, cinematic trailer, and it was intense. There was so much going on in the screen, and snake eater. There was a snake in the trailer, so snake eater, and what can I expect? It was an absolute banger. Yeah. Hey, so we can talk about the next one, which yeah, I am much more excited, which is Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1. My God, it contains the first three Metal Gear Solid games in HD. It's a remaster, a kind of like Last of Us remastered. So it contains Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty, and Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater. So these are just remastered HD remastered versions of the 1, 2, 3, which was actually nothing. I don't think nothing. There's going to be any change. It's still Hideo Kojima's vision and everything. It's just a HD remastered. So I mean, I wanted to play these games, but I was a little bit hesitant. That it was very long, very old game. So I was like, okay, let's me. I know that good IPs will always have remakes or remastered. So thankfully, this is being remade and remastered. Sorry, yeah, and I'm gonna be absolutely getting a physical copy of this. Some games who are worth collecting physical, man. So yes, the next one is Towers of Agasbha. That's a cool name, and developed by Dreamlit Inc. An open world builder game where you have to build villages and settlements while trying to regrow the already present ecosystem in the game. Okay, that sounds fun. Simple game. Oh wait, this is a game that looks a lot like Legend of sorry, a Zelda game. Any Zelda game, I suppose. Even the flying thing where he uses a little parachute kind of thing. That's also part of this game. Next one, yes, many people are excited about this as well. Developed by Square Enix, Final Fantasy 16. Yes, there is so much we have seen about this, and I don't have to talk about much to talk about Final Fantasy. And the next one is Alan Wake 2. Oh my God, developed by Remedy Entertainment, built from the ground up, man. I love to see this. Two playable characters. You play as Alan Wake. I think he's stuck in his own horror book, I suppose. And then you also play as a lady from FBI, I suppose, Saga Anderson. So it's a psychological survival horror where you have to jump between two playable characters to help Alan Wake get out of that horror game he wrote. And then, yeah, let's see. Okay. And the other game is another Assassin's Creed. It's called Mirage. And of course, it's developed by Ubisoft. And yeah, they again said going back to the roots. I don't know, man. I keep hearing going back to the roots, going back to the roots. I don't know what that means, but in this case, they mean the secret blade that comes out of their arm, I suppose. And there's going to be a new traversal, I suppose. It's a pole vault where you stick yourself on top of a pole, and the pole catapults you, or just not catapults, just throws you away to the other building. Yeah, so throwing knives, smoke bombs, make a return. So yes, assassins make smoke bombs. Of course, I mean, there should be smoke bombs in a game called Assassin's Creed. So I'm surprised that they are coming back to be taken away. So yes, and
Yeah,
then we have. Okay, you're back.
yep, I
Awesome.
am back.
So
I must say,
yeah.
I actually found it very funny when you said you're going to be throwing him on a pole. But okay.
Right. I think I don't know. I was like, okay, so they consider this a pole. This is an assassin, and you step on top of it, and then the pole falls away. So
Yeah,
it's
it's okay. When you say step on a pole, it's fine. What do you mean by throwing on a pole, man?
throwing himself on a pole.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry about that, folks. I just guess I was talking too much and had a bit of a cough, so
We are
just
excited
drank.
about PlayStation. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I just drank a bit of water and I'm back. Sorry for the delay. Anyways,
Yeah.
I think
We are at what is that? Revenant Hill. Yeah, we are at that.
why don't we just talk about the major ones?
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's been Street Fighter 6, of course, which has been mentioned quite a few times before because it's going to be launching next month, I guess. So Street Fighter 6 has three kinds of modes. One is the fighting ground, which is a regular arcade fighting kind of mode. Then you have the world tour, where you create your own custom fighter and you take him across various levels around the world to become the best fighter. Then they introduced something new called the Battle Hub. Basically, it's where you take your custom avatar and you meet countless other players online as a community. So you can communicate with other people in the Street Fighter online arena, and you can choose to do battles with them and whatnot. So yeah, that's something interesting to look forward to. Then coming to Dragon's Dogma 2, another game that I'm excited for. It's a sequel to Dragon's Dogma 1, which is by now a decade old game.
Yes.
And I was glad to see that in the trailer they are still keeping the elements where you are able to mount your enemies and attack them. Seems like there'll be plenty of new monsters, and you'll be able to play as different characters, if I'm not wrong. And of course, the Great Dragon is making a return, so that is definitely going to be quite a wild ride, and I'll wait another 10 years to buy it. I mean, after 10 years, it became 430 rupees, so yeah, waiting 10 years for 430 rupees is not a bad deal, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyways, the other major thing is Bungie is making a new game after 10 years, and it's called
Us.
Marathon.
Seriously, it's 10 years since their previous game.
Yep. I mean, they've been running on Destiny and Destiny 2 for quite a while now.
Oh my God, I know that Destiny 2 is very huge and there is an amazing, incredible fan base, but 10 years sticking on one IP for a studio and still surviving and still keeping it fresh. I mean, I think Bungie has pulled off something great, I suppose.
That's why they keep giving new expansion packs with new missions and whatnot to keep the players interested.
It's
Uh, which
awesome.
which is also what they have been shown in this trailer. But I'll just make a quick mention to that. They're launching a new expansion which is called the Final Shape, and with the title, I'm guessing is the final expansion of Destiny 2, perhaps. So there's that to look forward to. Main focus is Marathon. They're bringing that back, and it's again going to be a PvP shooter, but there are going to be plenty of new elements. And they haven't shown much; they've shown a little bit of the gameplay, so we're not exactly sure about the details, but we think it'll be a great game.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, Destiny, you can expect Bungie to provide the quality of new stuff for the fans, not fans. Just it's just a great IP, yeah, in general. And yeah, the next big one, I think they gave pretty good time in the showcase. PlayStation gave a pretty good time. I think it's more than 15 minutes if I'm not wrong, which is Spider-Man 2. And yes, what can I talk about Spider-Man 2 that people already don't know? But I'm very excited about this. I am going to start playing Spider-Man 1. Yes, I had this misconception or wait, what is that? I wanted to play the old games first and then come to the new games, but I'm not gonna stick to that. I'm gonna just play all the good games I come across. So yes, I'm going, and by the time I decided to play Spider-Man, it's out of PS Plus collection, so I'm going to buy a physical copy of the game, and then it's good. Some good. Absolutely, Spider-Man deserves a physical game, yeah, physical disc, and I'm going to buy that and play the Spider-Man one. And yeah, what do you have to say about Spider-Man, Abdul?
I bought the remastered version,
Awesome.
which is I don't know how much was it. I think I got it for 1,000 rupees because basically you can still do it. You can just download Miles Morales from PS Plus Extra, and inside the game menu, if you press R1, it will give you an option to purchase Spider-Man Remastered for 1,000 rupees. This is basically the PS5 remastered version for the original Spider-Man from PS4. So I bought that when I got the PS5 itself. So very long game, and I must say after playing that, I played Miles Morales, and Miles Morales feels like a DLC. But I guess that was sort of intentional to make sure that they'll be able to bring both those characters together for Spider-Man 2, which is going to be the case. And from the reveal trailer, we were able to see that two new villains were confirmed. One is Craven the Hunter. I think that one took Yashwant by
Yeah,
surprise.
yeah. I mean, I'm a big fan of Craven the Hunter. I don't know why. He has this sort of mean energy, and yes, Craven the Hunter is an absolute welcome for me.
Yeah, and we also saw in the sequence Lizard is going to be there.
Yes.
And as far as I'm concerned, this is the meanest looking lizard I've seen. So
And in the game, right? The Craven the Hunter is not hunting Spider-Man, so that's a big
yeah,
note. He is actually hunting the lizard, and I suppose Peter Parker, I mean Spider-Man being Spider-Man and Peter Parker being Peter Parker, he'll try to just help the lizard to not get captured, I suppose, and then get in the middle of helping people. Spider-Man does what he does, and maybe as his Venom symbiote skin, maybe there's going to be a bit of a clash between Miles Morales as well, right?
possible, could be possible.
Yeah, it's good to see a fight between Peter Parker having Venom symbiote as a skin, and then Miles Morales, two black Spider-Mans. I mean, in the context, I suppose, yeah, fighting each other on the screen. That's first time, right? That's first time.
First time, yeah, it gives me Spider-Man 3 vibes. the classic movie with Tobey Maguire, which became a meme, Bully Maguire.
Bully Maguire, yes.
Yeah, on that light note, I just want to say hello to Daniel Blackboard. Thank you for joining us.
Amen.
And you're coming near the end of the stream, so we already spoke about Phantom Blade quite a long time ago. I'm sorry about that.
Yes. Yep.
And anyways, back to Spider-Man 2. So they made it quite clear in the trailer itself, like Peter Parker's voice and his mannerisms itself is kind of more aggressive and
Ah,
more
okay.
growlish and also he isn't that carefree, light talking, sarcastic speaker like he used to be in the games. But as he is, teaming up with Miles to get hold of Lizard, you can see his anger towards Craven and Craven's mercenaries as they try to take him out. And you can see that he's full on, full rage mode trying to go and get them. So, yeah, and even at the end of the trailer, Miles is like, he's never been like that before. So, yeah, I think we might have an interesting story unfold at the end. Because if you
Absolutely.
remember back in 2021 showcase, they showed Venom as or the villain. So I guess
Villains, exactly. Yeah.
in the end, I think maybe Peter Parker and
Absolutely. I think the story progresses in a way, right? Parker coming across this symbiote and then using it for a while, and then maybe the first half of the game where you try to help Lizard and then stop Kraven the Hunter from getting the lizard, I suppose. And then maybe the second half is when Parker realizes that this is getting out of hand, his personality is changing, his character is changing, and then he tries to get rid of it along by with the help of Miles, I suppose. And then yes, symbiote being symbiote gets hold of a different dude. Who is that? What's his name in the Venom movie? What's the
uh,
character?
oh my god, I forgot his name.
Even I do not remember. Yeah, I think
What is his name?
yes.
Eddie Brock.
Eddie Brock,
Yes,
yes,
yes.
Eddie, yes, Eddie, getting hold of Eddie Brock and then fighting with Eddie, I suppose. So
Mm,
yeah, you see the 2021 showcase, right? The Venom coming out of an alley, and then Miles and Peter Parker, Spider-Man standing in out of the alley. They're quite surprised, I suppose. So
mm.
I think that's the part when they realize that it's full on Venom and
Yeah,
first experience, I suppose. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised to see more than one villain in the game because if I remember correctly, like in Spider-Man 1, you had to fight 4 to 5 villains. You had Doctor Octavius or Doc Ock. Then you had Electro. You had the Vulture. You had Rhino. You had Scorpion also, I guess. You had Scorpion, and you also had Mr. Negative. So 6 villains, man. But
Yeah,
of
yeah.
course, it's not like you go. But yeah, I mean, it's not like you
Quality over
immediately.
quantity. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like you immediately go and fight them. They have their own set time and place for it. But yeah, I
Story
mean,
arc.
more than important. It's like it's okay, fine. It's not okay like to just be with focused on one villain because we're gonna have a long game and only have one villain. It's not gonna be you might lose interest in the middle, but
Yeah,
that's why
yeah,
to spice things up they brought in fan favorite villains like Lizard and Craven. Craven is
yeah.
the biggest surprise for me as well because the last time I saw him, I think it was in Web of Shadows or Shattered Dimensions. But yeah, he's definitely a villain we can think about. So it's good on Insomniac for doing this, and I must say they've really showed it off in the trailer. And I'm excited for the game, and I'll definitely be playing it once it comes to PS Plus Extra.
That's a very good addition, man. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah, of course, it's a game that many people are excited for, and I just wanted to say that plenty of people were very, very disappointed with the showcase. As after the showcase, I saw many people saying it's a big L. I wasted my sleep on this and this and that. I'm like, many people are expecting a lot of new IPs from Sony itself.
And not just
I
new IPs, right? I was expecting Wolverine, something from Wolverine and something from Blue
yeah
Point Studios, and I think it was quite. I mean, don't expect anything, but still, I did hear some rumors saying that okay, Sony did withheld few of the trailers, few of the showcase. So not sure what or those why they pulled back on few announcements, but still, yeah, it was yeah, not much of what I expected it to be.
yeah as I was saying they people expected Ghost of Tsushima 2 perhaps, and they were also expecting a
Knights of
showcase
the Old Republic.
Knights of the Old Republic, and also the multiplayer for Last of Us factions. They were expecting that to happen, but it seemed that they didn't appear. So of course, many people were stressed out, and it's even more stressing when you have to stay awake at 1:30 in the morning, watch a 1 hour showcase when you have office or school the next day. So
Next day, exactly.
it's very frustrating to see that. But yeah, I mean, it's finally they showcase what they have as of now, and I think also for the early portion of 2024. So they have given us, they've at least reduced our expectations at this point, so that we don't get overhyped for the
Go ahead for the yeah.
entire showcase. In fact, I still have people telling me that perhaps they'll have another showcase in September or October showing more games and all that. And like Yashwan said, I think Herman Holst also posted a tweet saying that Sony might have withheld a few titles. So it's possible
Yeah.
that it might be possible in the future. So all you got to do
Maybe
is wait.
Summer Game Fest.
Yeah, that too is coming up. Summer Game Fest. We might be able to see some games showcased on that as well. So I mean, there are plenty of showcases coming after this. So all we have to do
Yeah.
is just sit and wait. And
Wait.
my word of advice is kindly keep your expectations very low, so you don't get disappointed once again. Because of
Yeah.
course, no one is taking the Indian timing into considerations when they take these shows. So just keep your expectations low. Is all I can say. And I guess with that we can wrap up our episode for this week. So thank you guys for joining us, and hopefully next week we'll have news from other platforms as well, and maybe we might even get to know what will be the next month's essential games, because coming up is the last week of May, so they might announce it, and we'll just have to wait and see what those three will be. I'm just hoping it'll be a big W instead of an L. And but after this point, it's pretty much like they're more focused on the extra and premium games than essential. So we'll just have to wait
Yeah.
and see. So once again, thanks a lot, guys, for joining us. We took a bit longer than usual, and we all know that we did that, so we couldn't cover all the games. But I think we got the ones that are impressive and also important, and also uh, you know that was very appealing to the people who watched it. So yeah, I hope we did it justice, and thank you all for watching once again. This is Abdul and Yashwant signing off.
Thank you all.
Thanks, guys. Have a nice weekend.